welcome to League of DC. This week in DCU, I'm your boy Taladia Plays. We're going to be joined by the boys in a second, but we've got a lot to talk about. But before we do, let me introduce my co-host. You guys know him as Comics League. I know him as Jared. Let's welcome on him.
Hello there.
Hello there. And you guys know my other co-host. His name is Jay Heat. He brings the heat in Jay Heat. That is Jay Heat 75.
Flame on.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, welcome.
Uh,
So we got a lot to talk about, but before we talk about this stuff, we got to address something, and it's kind of the big elephant in the room. As you can tell by the intro that I did, you don't see Chris in the video, and that's simply because as I posted on my community post tab, that we had no knowledge of his background history, and basically he's a criminal. That's the best way to put it, right?
yep.
And the link was shared to me by someone that actually tweeted in to reply to Nick's tweet from the Phoenix Press. And furthermore, I got multiple DMs, one from Jared, one from Nick, one from this person who replied, and it kind of blew up my DMs. So all the stuff that I was working with him on with Chris with like the Inside the Multiverse, a DC Comics podcast show that I was doing, and the shows, collab videos that I've done with him, are no longer going to be a thing. Basically, because I don't want to be affiliated with someone that is a criminal as bad as a criminal as he is. And this one, he didn't tell me anything back in 2020. Like, oh, I've got a criminal past. Hope you guys don't mind. If I knew, I wouldn't have got him on the show. I wouldn't have got him on the channel. I would have got him on. I wouldn't have even introduced him to these guys, right? That's a fact. Because I'm not cool with someone with a criminal background. I'm not cool with a really serious criminal record. That is,
especially this one, yeah.
Especially this one, yeah. So it's like we're cutting ties with him. So even if you're watching this, Chris, I hope you realize that the reason why we're cutting ties with you is because of what you did, right? You didn't tell me, you didn't bother to explain to me, look, hey, I've got this, because what you said, right, Chris, is what you did, and it's really bad. It's really bad. I found it shocking. I was shaking. I had to change everything up now. I had to cancel the podcast. I had to speak to my co-host Alex, who's the owner of Inside the Multiverse account, and we had to sort this out. We had to talk together. We talked it out, and we both agreed to come to the terms that we have to part ways with you, and that is that. Even if you want to come back to the channel, you can still be a sub. That's fine, but don't expect to be on the panel or even be a part of the show or anything like that with myself, Jared, or Nick. What's up, Lawrence?
What's up, Lawrence? What's up, dude?
Yeah, but like I said, Chris, you're no longer welcomed on the show. You're not welcomed on the panel, and you're no longer going to be a part of this community that we built. Jared and Jahi, if you guys got anything else you want to add on this?
Yeah, it's just so to explain, because Lawrence asked what's going on. So from our side, what happened was, so Nick and I did a collab with the individual in question, and no, actually, yeah, we did a collab. No one really sent anything or anything like that until later, and then the next day, you guys did the whole State of Play PlayStation stream, which was a fun stream. Everything was good, and then like that night, actually, what happened is that I get a notification on Twitter that someone commented. So I went, okay, I'll go check that out. Then I see what they shared an article about what actually happened. And apparently, so Nick reached out to the individual in question and asked to explain himself and stuff. So we're like, he didn't respond. So Nick came to me and he goes, hey, I think we have to cut ties. So he and I both made a statement about it on our community tabs and our Twitter pages. So in case you guys are wondering where that came from on Comics League, this is the incident that we're all referencing.
Yeah, it's all basically because of what he'd done, and that's why we're myself included. It's like I just basically used the comments of what Jared posted on his community stuff and posted on mine as well, and explained that he's no longer going to be a part of the channel, like no longer going to be affiliated with our channels, no longer going to be doing the Inside the Multiverse. Like that's going to get a rebrand on its own. Like we might even do something different with that, like all the League of DC stuff and maybe even Comics League or something. We'll come up with something with Jay Heat and maybe even Jared if he's around to possibly do that podcast with me. But,
and I just want to say, we both myself, Taladia, Phoenix, and pretty much everyone associated with Comics League are a very family-friendly PG-13 brand. And
at least we're on my channel.
Well,
relatively PG. But to make it a long story short.
But I'm not PG in terms. I'm mature content because I swear a lot.
Well, yeah, but what we're saying is this way. Yeah, hey, what's up, Doc Dog? Is that this type of stuff, even if you're not PG, is unacceptable.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable, and that's why we decided.
Then it starts to reflect upon us too, because we platform this particular individual. So we're like, nope, let's just undo that. Luckily for me, it wasn't that much I had to private because I only did two things on my channel with this individual. So it was really easy to basically deplatform that person from Comics League.
So I was able to deplatform him on my channel, but I need to do that on the podcast now and just wipe that completely on the podcast channel. But that's besides the point. So we just wanted to give you guys a heads up why you guys will no longer see Chris on the channel, and we're done with him.
Adios.
And adios, bro. Hopefully someday you'll realize that you screwed up, that's your own fault, and we're no longer going to be affiliated with you. But anyway, let's talk about this week in DCU, and we're going to be talking about, firstly, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, because we're going to be talking about positive stuff now from here on out, so at the 8-minute mark. And yeah, let's talk about it, guys. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League State of Play. What do you guys think?
Well, the co-op is very nice. You can actually feel like, what's the word I'm looking for? The immersion, the co-play, the gameplay, everything is solid. It definitely does feel like a 4-player RPG game.
And so the movement, I'm sorry, but the movement mechanics is what really got me. And I'm like, yeah, it really looks good. There's lots of verticality, like you guys saw on the stream. But what I also liked is that they made sure to reiterate that the live service part, the little battle pass, that's just cosmetics. In other words, you can play through it and buy like a costume or two or something like that.
Mostly gear.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's fine as long as there's no like XP boost or anything like that make you pay to play. But yeah, to echo what Jay Heat said, yeah, 100%. I think the co-op looks fantastic on the game.
Yes, so the co-op looks fantastic, but like we got to talk about this, right? So there's an FAQ put out there for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So obviously it's part of the Arkhamverse. Mm-hmm. It's a new genre-defining third-person action adventure shooter video game that takes the roles of Suicide Squad members Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark. Also, it says that who's developing it is Rocksteady, as we know. WB is the publishers. It was released May 26th. What's the platform is for PlayStation 5, Series X and X, and PC. And it'll be on, if you're on PC, it'll be on Steam and the Epic Game Store. So which are playable characters.
And they have the C word, cross-play. Yeah, so we're playing, boys. It's happening. It's happening. We're doing it.
I'm getting to that in a bit.
Okay.
But we're getting to like the characters are going to be including Harley Quinn, aka Harley Quinzel, Prince of Crime, Princess of Crime, I should say, Deadshot, the real Deadshot, Floyd Lawton, the real Captain Boomerang, Digger Harkness, Ozzy Assassin Extraordinaire, King Shark, as well. It's a shark, basically. Void talents include Tara Strong, Bumper Robinson, Daniel Lapine, and King Shark is voiced by Samoa Joe from AEW. Obviously, Suicide Squad Killer Justice League is an original story, and it is connected to the Arkhamverse, but it takes 5 years after the events of Batman Arkham Knight. So you will have narrative elements pop up in the game. You can customize your characters within the Suicide Squad game, like with new looks, gear, weapon, and other cosmetic items. It does have multiplayer mode. You can play with solo and or up to 4 players in online co-op. Players may gravitate towards one squad member, but they can switch characters when they're outside of active missions. Players can go through the entire game as the same character. It's Yes, the game can be played in solo and up to 4-player co-op. It doesn't support co-op. Will only be available with internet connection. Will not be local co-op. Does Suicide Squad have the C word? Yes, they do have crossplay. So how do you guys feel about that? Suicide Squad with the crossplay?
Again, we're
definitely
playing.
Definitely a plus. But the one thing I would hate for this game to have, and Gotham Knights had it, is microtransaction. I do not have to pay like $4 or $5 for like a special equipment or EXP, something like that. Now, if you have a pre-order bonus, something like that, that's different. But I cannot send microtransactions.
Yeah.
Well, on this it says crossplay. It also says you need an internet connection to play the game, whether you're solo or online. Which is
more and more games are doing that, so it's like, all right.
Yeah. It's connected to previous releases, but you need PlayStation prescription. No PlayStation prescription is required to play Suicide Squad Killer Justice solo. But however, you will need PlayStation Plus if you're playing online co-op.
Mm-hmm.
The frame rate will be 60 FPS on PlayStation 5 and Series S, and PC specifications will be available closer to date. And there will be we'll have a post-launch content to expand the story with new missions and earnable characters available at no cost. There will be a battle pass with this game, and all of it will be cosmetics. Suicide Squad will not have loot boxes in the game, and Suicide Squad will have prequel comic tie-ins, which is called Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum.
Okay, that's interesting.
So, from what I talked about, guys, what do you guys think? Crossplay and online co-op and online online features, basically.
They're saying all the right stuff, and granted, DC Games as a brand has a lot to make up for with like Gotham Knights and stuff. But what I think this game has the potential to be that blockbuster because first off, you also have. I'm very disappointed with this game. What I've seen so far, I have heart. I mean, we'll see because remember it was just a short thing from what we got. So as more stuff comes out, but what I think is interesting, first off, I think this game is going to sell well because it has the Justice League brand in there, and Justice League's the hot title. But also, I like how they very clearly said, okay, so as soon as the game ends, as soon as the post-launch, we're going to have tons of characters to add. So you're not going to have to play as the same 4 characters every now and then. Then we were speculating on which characters are going to show up because we're like, if they have to use guns, well, there's Sinestro because he can make a construct and they can always do that. But also it's like now. My only question is, okay, it takes place 5 years after Arkham Knight. Are they going to explain why Batman is alive?
Well, technically, they never confirmed Bruce died. Bruce seemingly faked his death.
Well, they're going to have to explain it.
If you got every single Riddler trophy.
Yeah, if you got every single Riddler trophy, then there's a different ending to the one without the Riddler.
Which, if you did that, hats off to you, bro. Hats off to you.
Hats off to you for you doing that. But like I said, this Suicide Squad will probably Kill Arkham Asylum will probably explain how Batman is returned. Most likely. If not, then they have to explain it in the game some way, shape, or form.
And this is I just don't want Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to make similar mistakes. But Gotham Knights was trying to be a self-contained story. Now, the Bat Family is arguably the biggest ensemble in comics.
Mm-hmm.
But without Batman, or at least anything strictly Batman adjacent, they aren't strong enough to carry a brand or game on their own. Nightwing with the Teen Titans, yes, he could pull that off. But the rest don't have that casual general audience niche to carry them through.
Had they titled that Bat Family something like that has the Bat name in there, I think it would have been a little better, because when people see Gotham Knights, they're like, obviously comic book fans understand what that is, but the general audience, the general gaming audience is gonna be like, the hell is this?
Yeah, that's why like I think this game will do well, better than Avengers did, and that's my honest opinion.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Because Avengers did really bad, and this obviously is going down the route of no loot boxes. It's gonna have fully microtransaction. That's a given. But it's gonna have
again, cosmetics, which they were very, very clear and firm. It's only cosmetics. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I've been burned on that before, but I'm more willing to give Rocksteady the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Spider-Man PS4.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what Rocksteady, people are down, voting the gameplay, and I'm just like, well, don't downvote it. Wait until the game comes out and wait until you get your hands on it. Then you can say, look, oh yeah, this game was really bad. Because I think that's what really needs to happen is like, because if you jump the gun, you never know, right? How I did, right? I jumped the gun with Gotham Knights. I was expecting a great game from Gotham Knights. It wasn't. It was like a mediocre game at best, right? And that didn't have any crossplay at all.
And I remember in the interview they were like, you had Batman presumably dead, and they specifically said in interviews there was a strict in-story reason why Damian wasn't going to be in the game, and they never referred to it, at least from my experience. And I just feel like, okay, if you're gonna have a seemingly dead or disappeared Bruce Wayne, and he gets possessed by Lazarus, the Al Ghuls are the sub-villains of this game. Wouldn't it make sense to at least have Damian incorporated in some capacity, even a DLC?
Yes.
Like, I get you don't want Tim Drake to get snubbed. I understand that, but I mean, come on, it's brand versus analytics.
Let me put it this way: when I saw the trailer, I thought that was Damian.
Who wouldn't have thought that was Damian? Come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, so there's only one Robin. Batman's dead. Okay.
Now, if they were going for a more battle for a cow type story, and Nightwing becomes Batman at the end, that could have worked.
Oh yeah, but what should have happened with I know we're a little off topic, but I'm just gonna say this: what they should have done is that whoever you beat the game as becomes Batman, or like Batwoman in the case of Batgirl. But you get my idea, is at the end of the game, that person takes up the mantle of the Bat at the end of it.
Definitely. But I also want to point this out, guys, is that I think if Rocksteady were given the option, I think they would have done the Superman game over Suicide Squad game. That's a given.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, by the way, it was kind of fun. Okay, so if there's DLC characters, where I was thinking of, speaking of that, what's the odds that a DLC could be the Justice League?
Slim. Very slim.
Right. Because this is going to be a complete story with the Flashpoint protocol.
Well, that is rumored. That is rumored, the Flashpoint protocol.
I mean, there were a few things of that trailer that lined up with the leaks, like with Diana saying, how do we undo this? And Flash saying, you have to kill us.
No, but that leak got turned upside down because they said they killed off Lex Luthor and he never died. So that doesn't tie up with the game, with the leak whatsoever. So that's why I'm saying that with this leak, with this game, I think that this game will do well when it comes down to story. However, I think the longevity for this game probably will be about a year, given the fact of a game as a service model games, how they are previously.
About a year, maybe a year and a half if we're counting DLC.
Yeah, about a year and a half if we're brutally honest.
Wait, and here's the thing: give Rocksteady the benefit of the doubt because they're known for making fantastic games in DC. Because how many, in particular, like Arkham Knight, the Arkham City. So I think they deserve a little more of the benefit of the doubt when it comes to this right here.
No, but at least like I feel when it comes down to game service games, they it shouldn't have to be it should have to be top tier, right? The story I have no
Yeah.
doubt that the story will be great. I have no doubt about that. But when it comes down to after the story, then yeah, you've got issues.
They have to make sure that they have like a slate of content all prepped and ready to go by the time they have these deadlines. Because part of what like of what Gotham Knights or Halo Infinite ran into is that they didn't have the information, they didn't have the DLC or the other content prepared by the time they had their deadline, so they had to keep pushing it off. You push it off long enough, the audience loses interest.
And that's what happened to Gotham Knights. They failed. But yeah, I just think though that State of Play was really interesting. Not gonna lie, right?
Indeed.
They recast Lex Luthor. We do know that. But they did show some Easter eggs from the Arkham series.
Nightwing sticks.
Nightwing sticks.
Waiting on
Riddler's.
the troll.
Yep, Riddler's logo. Lawrence says that he stopped playing Gotham Knights because it got boring. So did I.
Just saying.
Lawrence.
Just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely is one of those things where I felt though when like all the Easter eggs definitely intrigued me, but the skins go really well for this game.
Yeah, they do.
I've seen I think it was a leak or something. I saw someone post on Twitter the pre-order bonuses, which has the what's it called? It has
their first appearance skins, which look great.
Yeah, their very first appearance in.
And you can dress up each member of the Suicide Squad as the Justice League. I did not see that coming. Like that Harley Quinn Wonder Woman. By the way, that Wonder Woman design looks freaking dope.
Yeah, definitely.
I like Super Shark better, but that's just me.
Super Shark for the win.
Well, what I mean is that the design for the Wonder Woman character looked pretty decent, and I'm like, okay, that actually looks pretty cool. I like it.
Gave me a little Injustice vibes, but I work with it.
Well, it's clearly not Injustice Wonder Woman, because if it were Injustice Wonder Woman, she would have just cut off Barry's head.
Yeah, but this is going to be a fun game. It's going to be really fun. I'm pretty sure myself, Jay, Jared, and Nick will be playing Suicide Squad together.
And Nick, before you say anything in the chat, if you're watching this, I called Deadshot. I called it on every stream where we talked about this game, so I already have pre-existing dibs. You can have King Shark.
Yeah, there's a skin for the Suicide Squad as the Justice League members. As an example, let me get a screen image of it.
King Shark is Superman. Harley Quinn is Wonder Woman. What's another? Did they release like which Justice League member Captain Boomerang is lampooning?
Flash.
That would make sense. He is wearing a Speed Force gauntlet too, which I found very interesting.
Like, okay, let me just show. I know that I've got so many tabs open. So, present, screen share. So something like this, guys.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go.
Super Shark. And
Super Shark.
And also
dun 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 dun, dun Super Shark.
And there's a clean image of
classic Boomerang.
Classic Boomerang. What do you guys think?
It looks great.
It's nice.
Yes. So, with that being said, though, guys, honestly, just before we move on to our next topic, because there's a couple of things we're going to be talking about in today's show, because it's not only mainly gaming. We'll say that Suicide Squad comes out in May, and the first stream, I don't know if Jared and there's three of us. One, two, three. Hold on. One, two, three. One, two, three. Hold on. Nick would be four of us, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll be able to play four of us streaming it on YouTube.
Yep, that'd be fun.
Co-streaming it, guys. How would you guys feel about that?
Yep.
Us
I can
four
manage that. I'll have to download on PC, but I might be able to manage that.
I'll be on
Well-
Xbox.
Have you got an Xbox, Jahi, or no?
I got my PC. I'm on a back order for my PS5, so I'm kind of still waiting on that.
Okay.
You poor soul.
You poor soul. At least I have mine.
Where's my violin? Where's my SpongeBob violin? You need that. You need that drop, Taladia.
Yeah.
I need that too. I'm gonna get that for my stream.
So but yeah, May 26th, your boys are gonna be streaming it. We're gonna do it day one. We're gonna try and run through this story. We're gonna stream it at least nearly every day, if possible.
We'll see what happens.
In the evenings or
Mhm.
or whatever we can, but we'll stream it. But on top of that, the pre-order bonuses with the first skin, I think that's going to be great. Hopefully we'll get some pre-orders going up pretty soon. I reckon pre-orders, guys. When do you guys pre-orders think?
Poison Ivy.
No,
Poison Ivy,
pre-
absolutely. If
No,
we can have her, she can use vine guns.
no, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about pre-orders. When do you think they'll go up?
Oh, I don't.
Whoa.
Now, do you think there'll be like a collector's edition that has like a statue and stuff?
Yeah.
Then I'll be getting that little item right there.
But I could definitely see a pre-order release around summer 2023 or early fall at the latest. Excuse me.
Yeah. When it comes down to Suicide Squad, I'll be pre-ordering it. I think the pre-orders will come either next month or the month after. If it's next month, that's great. I can start working on buying that. But yeah, so we're done with Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. Any last minute comment or questions?
It looks
For
dope. I'm
for the
really
Suicide Squad?
excited. I'm really excited for it.
Okay. I'm gonna buy the most expensive one. Cool, Lawrence. Okay, cool. Okay, let's talk about the Flash. Because there was a trailer for the Flash, and also we'll be talking about the TV show Flash as well.
Oh
Because
boy.
it's so the Flash trailer, loads of bat suits.
Which
This
looks
is
great.
this is all I'm going to say about CW Flash. They actually gave Batwoman something to do after that
That's
whole.
true, but it's
Yeah.
something she took away from Batman.
Yes.
I mean, come on, she was. We all knew Batwoman was going to get canceled, and the Gotham Knight series was the writers' consolation prize instead of buying out their contracts.
They should have just bought the contract because they're talking about like what is it? They're talking about like damage to DC brands, and I'm like, really, guys?
Even Rocksteady admitted it would be bad baggage for the game. I think everyone involved just made the best out of a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree, even if it's stupid.
Yeah, Lawrence, we'll be getting to that in a minute. We'll be getting to the Flash TV show in a bit. But when it comes down to the movie trailer, oh my god, the movie trailer was amazing.
Dude.
I was playing it, and I'm really, really excited for this. Well, I'm excited for the film, but there's a big but. The WBD are putting all their chips into this film.
Yep.
Yep, pretty much.
Considering that they're also screening it on at CinemaCon.
Yes, it is. It's a live service game.
Yeah,
Dave.
it is. It's a live
Just-
service, but it's a live service as in you'll just be like they'll bring in like costumes and stuff. They did also one more thing I will say. They said that all the DLC is going to be absolutely free.
Yeah, so DLC will be free. But anyway, back to the Flash. The trailer looked amazing. I think we're gonna get another trailer. I think there might be trailers for, when Shazam comes out.
Mm-hmm.
They might tie that up with Shazam.
Oh, they released the theme song for Shazam, the main theme, last night, and it's actually
Yeah.
really good.
Okay. But I'm not going to see Shazam. I think that should have been a tax write-off there and then.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if it's a send off to Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, just saying.
Yeah, even if it's a send off to Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. Sorry, Snyder Queen. We know you like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman.
Well, if we're
but
talking about Snyder Queen, Wonder Bat sucks.
no,
I had to say
No.
that.
no, and because of that, you get this.
Why did you say that name?
Okay, knock it off. We don't need a shipping war in our hands.
We have enough of that on Comics League.
It's my channel, so
Of course.
so anyway, as far as the Flash goes, it's gonna reset the universe.
Oh boy. Oh, there's Lawrence. He's got my back.
Oh, screw you, Lawrence.
Hey, don't be telling your audience to screw you.
I'm joking. But yeah, the Flash looks amazing. But now let's talk about the TV show. The TV show version of the Flash. The latest episode.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
that piece
Oh,
of
boy.
work.
Oh boy. What a mess.
I
What
didn't
we
watch.
left-
I haven't watched it because I'm not interested.
I'll give you a brief description.
Okay.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. If you want to see a good video, I was looking out on YouTube, and there's someone that like traces the downfall of the Flash show, and it's hilarious.
Season 3.
Yeah, it started then exactly.
So, but yeah, it's Dave says that he loves the trailer so good. Yes,
Yep, the Flash trailer looks freaking dope.
but the TV show don't. My God, Red
Mhm.
Death. They-
Grant Gustin, he's doing his best.
Yeah,
doing it.
Grant's doing his best, but as far as Red Death though, oh my God, they didn't really do that justice.
I'm
Yeah.
vengeance. You had
Red-
one job. You had one line.
First off, the suit looks cheap as hell, and second off, the voice changer that's only cool for BVS and maybe like Reverse Flash. You're not making yourself look any more intimidating when you have a bogus suit.
Yeah. So, and yeah, the issue is writing as
It's the
Lawrence said.
CW level of writing, which is interesting because do you know why Superman and Lois is so good? It's
Yeah.
only distributed by CW. It's not done by CW. It's done by HBO Max.
Yeah, and
And Stargirl. Don't forget Stargirl.
And Stargirl, yes. But imagine that. That's why the CGI looks good and the writing is infinitesimally, I hope I'm using that word right,
Infinitely better than you. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
thank you. Yeah, it's so much better. When I watch this, I'm like, and I know people are gonna ask why are they continuing the Flash but releasing Gotham Knights, because it's a pre-existing deal. That's why. That's
yeah,
it.
it's a pre-existing deal. Yeah.
But I do not think Gotham Knights gets a season 2. I'm gonna make that an exclusive Jared prediction on Taladia Plays a Show. That's not getting a season 2.
Yeah, it's not gonna
No.
get a season 2. I agree with you there. I think after too many problems with that show, like why do the show in the first place?
Why use the son of Batman that's not Damian Wayne?
Or Dick Grayson.
Or Dick Grayson, they could have used Nightwing.
They used Carrie Kelly.
Do we really want to call that Carrie Kelly? I'm not talking about the actress. I'm talking about the suit. That is not the suit. The goggles were like this, so it looked like she was wearing a too big suit. I'm like, you couldn't have gotten better goggles. And the creepy part is when she goes, "Oh, Batman called me his little Robin." I'm like, are they doing Batcest the show now?
No, you can tell the spite in the writing.
Yeah, the first season of Flash was awesome. Yes, yeah, first two. CW, they normally are good for two seasons, and then the quality goes down. Because remember, Arrow was the exact same way. Yet season 2 of Arrow was some of the best superhero content of all time. And then it just went boom. That's what happened. For some reason, the writing quality after season 2, they're like, okay, we got an audience. We don't have to try anymore. We're done. Put your feet up and just write crap.
Yep. Or Tim Drake, yeah.
Or Tim Drake. Yeah, don't even get me started on Tim Drake. Oh, yeah, they could have done Tim Drake. Well, they're doing that on Titans.
But Titans is done. Titans is done.
But the minute Bernard showed up in the show, I was like, oh, they're doing that
No,
now.
it's worse.
But they did it. They did it slightly better than the comic because it wasn't like he was in a previous relationship with Stephanie and this broke off panel.
Oh, the setup was there. There's no denying that. But it doesn't change the fact that this is an intern in his early to mid 20s courting a 17-year-old.
Yeah, it's still creepy. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to like go off on that take. But
no, it's not good. This is don't forget this is part of League Comics League.
But and here's the thing, because I like Grant Gustin as the Flash, even though he clearly plays a Wally West. The Flash version where they always have him playing is Wally West because Barry is kind of boring at times. And Wally is the one that everyone likes. Wally was from Justice League. Wally's the jokey Flash. Everyone thinks Flash is like this comedic genius, but no, even Zack Snyder played off the Flash like Barry was Wally, which I'm fine with because I like Wally. But it's really crazy. And then Dave says, yeah, Arrow season 2 is fantastic. Season 3 is pretty decent. Yeah, okay, I'll give you season 3. The quality went down, but not that much. Because when you have like Deathstroke, that as I'm a huge fan of Slade Wilson, that was a pretty dope version of Deathstroke. Like where he systematically takes apart Oliver, which by the way, that would have been the plot of Batman. But still, I'm like, that was freaking dope. And then it just happened.
Arrow's biggest challenge was the bat embargo. That was Arrow's biggest challenge.
Because they're clearly making him like they're clearly trying to make Green Arrow Batman, and I got news for you, that ain't happening.
Mm-hmm. So but before we end this topic and talk about there's a couple of things we want to talk about before we end. Is that any last minute thoughts on the Flash?
The Flash show?
Yeah.
Oh, the Flash show.
No.
Thank God it's ending. Thank God.
How many episodes has it got? Just curiosity.
I have no idea.
At least 300. At least.
No, this season.
No, don't give me PTSD, J Heat.
13
episodes. So yeah,
you just gave me a heart attack, you dingus.
Hey, I thought you said total episodes.
No, and Dave the Impaler, he didn't do Batcest in Dark Knight Returns. No, he did not.
Okay, Lawrence, 13. Okay. But yeah, Superman Lois is coming up pretty soon.
Yes. Thank you.
So why don't we talk about that? Superman and Lois.
I have a theory that they're going to kill Lois Lane the show, and then Clark has to go back in time and reverse it because he can't see that he's better off without Lois Lane. I had to put that dig in there.
Did I miss something in the trailer? What?
The globe is falling on her, and I'm like, and it looks like he's not going to make it. I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing here.
Yeah. Dave says.
We can
yeah.
That they even made Batman younger in Dark Knight Master Race.
He's there, Jared.
All right, yeah, I'll give you that one. Doesn't mean I like it. But anyway, on to that. Yeah, I think it's cool because I'm like, yeah, that's a ballsy. Take a risk. Kill Lois Lane. You can reverse it afterwards because I know you have to, but put some stakes in there. That's my problem with Lois Lane because whenever she's in any danger, you know Superman's going to save her. So I'm like, why should I care?
As Lawrence says, Superpoint.
Exactly. I'm like, why do I care if Lois Lane is in danger falling from a building? I know Superman's going to save her because the fans are too nostalgic and won't let Superman actually grow as a character to know we can't save anyone. He can't save everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for Superman and Lois season 3 that comes out mid-March. So we might actually do a watch along for that, guys.
That'd be fun. I'll do that.
Yeah,
we might do a watch along for season 3 of Superman and Lois.
I'll watch that. I'm all caught up and everything, so it's not like I gotta watch season 2. Whereas season 2 is freaking dope. I love that.
Yeah, definitely. So we're coming up to the 40-minute mark. There is a couple of more big discussions that I want to talk about.
Okay.
That is the DCU slate and some of the James Gunn's teasers, or some of the projects that James Gunn had in his slate no longer going to be in there.
Wait, what? He took stuff out of the slate?
One of them was bodies or something. What's it called?
Creature
Greg
Commandos?
no,
Oh, the
Uh,
bodies thing of the kids that's being sold off because it doesn't fit with his DCU plan. And I'm like, thank you for
Yeah.
giving us ammunition for the sell the Snyderverse to Netflix thing.
yeah, I've seen videos on that. Oh, it's not gonna work. It is gonna work.
Well, let me put it this way. The same people that made this argument were like, there's no way they're going to release the Snyder cut. So I'm just saying crazier. They'll never cancel Batgirl. Crazier stuff has happened. But it's just like, I'm like, yeah, of course he's going to sell it to, he could sell stuff to other streaming companies, because that's the perfect way to separate it from the slate. Just say everything on that area is not
Yeah.
in continuity with us. That's an Elseworld story. That's totally fine.
But that dead body was gonna be part of the slate anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I put it in the headliner.
I think, Dave, we're referring to like Warner Brothers Discovery sold the streaming rights for the series. I think it's called like Dead Body, like Detectives or something like that, which is a
Dead
spin-off
Body
of
Detective.
it's a spin-off of Doom Patrol. They sold it to, I believe, Netflix, I think, right?
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm like, if they express interest, which I mean they could, but we'll see what happens. But I'm put it this way, that shows it can happen, that they're willing to sell stuff to Netflix. Now you could say, well, the IP for Dead Bodies is less like expensive than the Justice League, but I'm like, that could easily be negotiated in a meeting. All we're saying is that do a meeting and figure out what it would cost, because at least that way you tried. Yeah, and yes, Dave, we're talking about the Neil Gaiman series.
Hold on. Yeah, the Neil Gaming series, yeah. But let's talk about the DC gaming, because there's a leak that happened last week. Well, a job listing last week, I should say, coming from James Sigfield. Yet again, he's been at it. And he was talking about the WB Montreal's second game, that it's now going to be is a multiplayer base, multiplayer components. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
That's gonna be interesting. What type of game would that be actually really good for? Let me see. In terms of and by the way, Taladia, I just saw something that popped up on Instagram. It's a rumor, but we can address that after that. But anyway, what I think it could be, it could be that's how they do like a Justice League game. Like it's a multiplayer. It has a significant multiplayer component because everyone plays as a different member of the league.
But they're not going to send in the Arkhamverse. That's the
No.
problem.
I'm not talking about in the Arkhamverse. I'm talking about just like as a DC game in general.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I think Suicide Squad is gonna be the last Arkhamverse game, because when they mentioned the Flashpoint protocols, I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's why I say that it should do a DLC for that game. Like maybe the last DLC is the is them enacting the Flashpoint protocols. That way they can just reboot everything and then you're done there.
Yeah. Okay. So what is it you wanted to talk about?
Oh, yeah. So I saw a rumor on my Instagram that said that the Aquaman story in post-production, Aquaman 2, has gone through significant changes.
Oh, boy.
Now, what do you think those changes are? Because in the thumbnail is Amber Heard.
I reckon Amber's been put back in and Ben's been taken out.
Well, it's significant changes, because that wouldn't be significant changes.
Might draw some bad comparisons to Avengers game. Yeah, may do.
True, yeah. But what I'm saying is that Amber Turner removal and recasting, what Jay Heath says. Yeah, that because if they put her back in and Ben out, those are relatively small changes because apparently those were just like the Ben one was just setting up other stuff. When they say significant changes has been done to the story, that's almost like a complete rewriting or like well, not rewriting, but a redoing, a reformulating of the plot.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think it's getting rid of Ben's scenes, getting rid of Michael Keaton scenes, and it's all up to David Zaslav how he sees fit with this movie.
That's true.
Could go either way, in my opinion.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. It would be great if we walk in and then we hear Dan 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 Dan.
What's that?
No, it would be great if all of a sudden we start hearing the Game of Thrones theme song.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, that would be dope. But yeah, go ahead.
No, you go first.
But yeah, I think what it could be is that they're looking at the feedback that they probably got from all of those test screenings. So they're like, okay, let's start this now so that we can like at least try and get the best version. Because remember, it's coming out in December, so they have plenty of time to reformulate everything and maybe even reshoot some things.
Yeah. Well, we'll have only time will tell because they haven't released a trailer yet, right?
No, they haven't. And Dave makes a good point. I've heard people claiming Aquaman 2 is the worst DC movie, etc., and I don't buy it. When was James Gunn ever made a bad film? Yeah, but and also some people, I heard some pretty connected people saying, what you have to understand is that these people were seeing a rough cut of the movie. It wasn't like they saw the complete product and said, oh, this sucks.
Yes. So, but it's going to be interesting going forward.
Plus, here's the other thing. Do you really think David Zaslav would release a movie that's like the worst DC movie ever? Because apparently that's what Batgirl was. And guess what? He pulled it.
He didn't make enough money, Batgirl.
Well, wouldn't have because it wasn't released.
But people were just like,
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, my point is that if it really were that bad and David Zaslav were not confident they could save it, he would pull it.
Pretty much. I agree.
But
no, keeping Amber Heard is definitely going to be some baggage.
Yeah. I heard some people. Yeah, there you go. That's what. I don't think it's going to be that like badly received as people are making it out to be. I think a lot of people are blowing it up because they want like the DC, all the DC movies to fail unless Zack Snyder's involved.
Which that shouldn't be the case.
That
shouldn't be the case for any of the DC films, besides Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Yeah, because and also Zack Snyder was not going to direct every single movie in the DCU. I don't know where the hell this is coming from originally.
I don't know where that came from. Where do you think that originated from?
I don't know, because people thought, I get that people are saying that he was like the architect of the universe, but people think that like, because Zack has openly said, yeah, I allowed a lot of the other directors a lot of leeway to do their movies. And I'm like, yeah, of course.
And it's going to be interesting, to say the very least, going forward. But before we end on a note, guys, like we mentioned at the well, I'll say this: we're on that road to 1K. I've reached 300 subs so far. Can we reach another 100 subs for next month? Every month, if we reach 100 subs, that'd be great. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, Dave, you probably missed, and so did some of the other people that came in. Chris is no longer going to be part of our community. That's the best way to put it, right?
Right.
And even if we wanted to, we can't. Simple as.
Then it starts reflecting poorly on our brands too.
Yeah. Okay, let's do our outros. Let's start off with Jay Heat. What have you got coming up?
Well, I recently did a spoiler-free Screecher review, Shout out to Phoenix Express. And I'm saving Blazing Shonen episode 2 for a full depth review, and hopefully I can get Nick on the stream. As for episode 1, I'm hopefully Talade, if you're available either this weekend or next, we can meet. Okay, we can go ahead and meet sometime tomorrow probably to re-record episode 1, and of course the Soul Tour playthroughs. So like, comment, and subscribe. I'm almost at 130. If we can just edge that out just a little bit, it'd be great, guys.
Okay, cool. Make sure you subscribe to J Heat Blaze, I believe on Twitter, right? On YouTube as well, isn't it? J Heat Blaze.
On YouTube, but on Twitter it's JJHeat75.
Okay. Jared, what have you got coming up?
Well, hello there. So I started doing a lot more shorts, which I think are doing very well. It's like me explaining a comic concept in 1 minute, which is like Batman's prep time and why that's actually a trait to be admired, why Wonder Bat makes no sense, and many other topics. I'm going to do one on Lois Lane. But in terms of like what's coming out next week, we will be doing another collab with Wes from Thinking Critical. So that's going to be really fun. It's going to be really good exposure for the channel. And then Indie Wednesday, I'm still formulating what book I want to do next, because I did crossover and that was really fun. And in terms of live streams, actually tonight at 8 p.m. we're reviewing Pacific Rim for movie night. That's gonna be super dope. We're gonna cancel the apocalypse. I had to put that in there. And let's see what else. And in terms of other content we got coming out, we have a lot of collabs coming out. So it's gonna be really, really, really fun stuff.
Yeah, very, very exciting stuff, guys. As for me, I have got some stuff coming up as well. I've got a video of planning for next weekend, talking about the Suicide Squad and like why these game as a service stuff that are coming out is still a good thing, and why it could be Avengers in terms of sales, in terms of everything. That why it's,
it doesn't take that much to beat Avengers, though.
No,
it really doesn't.
But I'll explain why in a much grander scale. So in a video format. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in for that. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also, guys, why don't you share this stream with your friends and let people know. Let people know about the streams that I do and the videos that I do. If you share this with your friends, I would super appreciate it. And yeah, but that has been League of DC for this week. I know it's kind of like a short episode, but that's because I'm burnt out after yesterday and then also today with family members coming around, so I'm kind of burnt out as it is. But like I will be on Jared's stream later, in about what, an hour or two?
2 hours.
2 hours. About it's 5:18, so about 3 hours.
3 hours, okay.
Here's a quick preview.
We're canceling the apocalypse.
Today, at the edge of our hope, at the end of our time, we have chosen not only to believe in ourselves, but in each other. Today, there's not a man or woman in here that shall stand alone. Today, we face the monsters that are at our door. Today, we are canceling the apocalypse.
You sound like Winston Churchill.
Yeah, you do. But that's being said, though, guys, I've been your host, Taladia Plays. Make sure you do leave a like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. That has been Jared. That has been J Heat in the below me. Guys, make sure you do subscribe to them. The links are in the description with J Heat's Twitter and Jared's Comics League's YouTube and Twitter. And guys, thanks to Jared for making me a new intro. And this is the outro that he's also made for me to bang a person. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.